Hello and welcome to Sparkle and Spell Tarot. I do have a Sparkle and Spell witchy shop as well if you would like to visit that, which is sparkleandspell.etsy.com. I did film an intro that was supposed to be for the reading, which was going to be one long reading, but I wanted to give more time individually to each sign. So now I'm making another intro, but if you would like to watch the original one where I introduce myself, give kind of a life update, I will link that below, or you can find it on my page if you're on Instagram. My name is Paige, by the way. Never get tired of those jokes. But I am super excited to be reading for you guys today. If you want to support me, I have posted things like my Venmo and Cash App in the description of the video. And if not, and you're just here to enjoy the reading, then you are always welcome. I'm super excited to be reading for you guys today. I've been reading tarot for 15 years. I'm also certified, though I will say you don't need to be certified to read tarot. And you should definitely get yourself a deck if you are interested and this seems fun to you, or you feel like you're getting insight here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please, or follow me if it's on a platform other than YouTube. And let us get started. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to be starting off with singles here, and I'm using the deck Carrot Tarts, and that's from Carrot Tarts on Etsy, although I believe I got the last tarot deck that she was selling. I'm not sure if she's going to print more, but the last time I checked, she did have some prints for sale in her shop, so go check her out. She's a very lovely person, and let's just jump right in. So in the past, we have the Five of Swords here, and that's the recent past. That shows me some conflict. So there was maybe some kind of argument where, you know, somebody won the argument, but basically everybody loses in whatever situation this is. There could be some manipulation, clashes of ego, or just, you know, walking away from a situation feeling very emotionally drained. And you may be feeling like you lost some trust here, or maybe you just feel off balance after whatever this is. But that also urges you to have self-respect and some boundaries. And then in our present energy, we have strength, which following that Five of Swords is really good. It's just about, you know, having more confidence in yourself, mastering your emotions, healing from whatever this past conflict was, by being patient and gentle with yourself, which is very needed in this kind of situation where harsh words could have been thrown around or just something super confusing. And it also talks about leading with compassion rather than reaction. And this might have been a lesson you needed, you know, after this whole situation. But you're in your inner strength right now, and you're not forcing things. You're choosing to be calm rather than be in some kind of chaos. And then in the future, we have Two of Pentacles, which talks about maybe you're making a choice when it comes to love. There could be multiple people, multiple options, or just, you know, maybe you're choosing between focusing on a relationship or focusing on work. But yeah, just managing your energy a little bit better, especially with the Two of Pentacles and strength right here. Not overwhelming yourself. And then we have this clarifier, the Seven of Cups, which for some of you means that there could be several options in love, not even just one or two, or it could just be reinforcing that there is some kind of choice you have to make between multiple people. Or it could be indicating that you have some mixed signals from somebody. It's like a little bit of emotional confusion. And you need to, stay grounded, think about what the reality is, what's the truth in the situation. With the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, just ground yourself in a little bit of practicality here. But then I did pull one more card for you guys, and I got the Page of Cups, which that can come in as some kind of message. You could be receiving a message from somebody that you've been hoping to hear from. It's also about an emotional offer, so there could be some kind of offer coming in that you have been wanting, and there's sincerity in this card. So even if you do have several options, there is somebody here, for those of you that that's accurate for, there is somebody here who does have very real emotions for you, and they're serious about you. And maybe you moved away from something else and you're moving into this. That's not for everybody. But, someone could be offering you could be being offered multiple cups here, multiple choices, but one of those cups is very real, very genuine, kind, sweet, emotionally mature. Well, becoming emotionally mature, maybe over time. So yeah, if that resonates for you, let me know, and thank you for watching. This next section is for Cancers who are in a couple, and in the past we have Two of Swords, which talks about indecision or emotional avoidance. So maybe you or your partner weren't fully expressing your feelings, or you were trying to protect your heart by not choosing something yet. Just kind of a guarded energy, and not knowing what choice to make, which direction to go in. And then in the present, we have the Sun, and this is for the 1st through the 7th of January. And the Sun talks about being open, warm, clarity, happiness, joy, all these good vibes. And this is one of the best cards for relationships because it's mutual warmth, honest connection. Whatever you were feeling blocked with before is, being illuminated, or the light is shining through the darkness, and you're feeling good right now in your relationship. And then in the future we have Nine of Pentacles, which is a very stable card, very secure energy. It's about feeling confident and valued within your relationship, both you and your partner. And it can also talk about independence in the relationship. So perhaps you or your partner are feeling, a little bit more independent, wanting to do your own thing, but it's not in a negative way. It's a really good, healthy feeling energy. Love is enhancing your life right now. It's not consuming it, like some people are like, they need to be with their partner 24/7, but that's not what you're feeling right now. You feel like you can have your own hobbies, enjoy, other people, friends, family members, and you don't have to be together all the time, but you still feel really stable within your relationship. And then I did pull some clarifiers. So first I got Five of Pentacles, which to me talks about whatever the fear was within this Two of Swords. So perhaps you were afraid of being abandoned, or past wounds from past relationships made it hard to fully open your heart to your partner. Or perhaps in the relationship you could have felt unsupported. but there's just a hesitation kind of feeling here. But I don't see that as a present energy. Hopefully not. And then I also pulled the Knight of Pentacles, which clarifies this future trajectory here. It just talks about, you know, steady commitment, consistent effort, reliability, very practical energy, and safe. You know, this knight isn't super flashy, but he shows up. You want him in your corner. That's reliable, steady energy. So overall, I think that you guys have a really strong love story going here. You know, quietly strong. It's not super dramatic, but it's very stable. And I think that things are looking good for you this first week in January. So let me know how it goes, and I hope you have a great week. Alrighty, I have pulled some cards for you guys from the Hermit Tarot here. And these are going to be messages from either the person on your mind, the universe, your partner. And for the top row, we have our singles, and then the bottom row are our Cancers and couples. So for our singles, it looks like somebody's open to compromise with you. And we have the number 2, which could talk about February, perhaps Aquarius. Maybe the 2nd of the month is an important date for you, or maybe a birthday, an anniversary. And then we have Let Me Have You. So somebody is really wanting you, Cancer, and it's up to you what you're gonna do. Are you gonna choose them? And then again, we have number 7, and that could be, what month is that? July? So maybe a Leo that you're talking to, or a Cancer that could be talking about you. I don't know if, you know, 7 is an important number for you, but let me know. And then we have words do hurt. So I take this as a warning to you. If you're having some kind of conversation, if you have to let someone down in some way, just be very careful about the way that you're expressing yourself at this moment. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, you know. Like, I know you guys, Cancers. You want to do things the right way. So think before you speak, and I think overall everything will be okay for you. And then in our couples, we have maybe. So if there's a question that you've been having within your relationship or something, maybe there's some kind of confusion here, and it's a maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You'll have to let me know what that means. And then I want to start a family with you, which is so sweet and very consistent with the relationship energy, reading energy that we did. And yeah, just a very stable, and I was really getting that, like, even if it's not a family that you're starting, you know, maybe you're gonna get some pets together, or, you know, buy a house, or just something affirming to make you feel like, okay, this is going in a really good direction right now. And then we have 10, which is a fulfillment, and that could also be like October, could be dealing with, what is that, Libra, or an important date. And then we have please give me time, I've never felt this way before, which that may help you to understand the reasoning for something that your partner has been dragging their feet on. That could have to do with this energy of wanting to start a family. So this person could be wanting to start a family but has been a little bit hesitant, and you feel like there's a maybe, but they just need time. But regardless, your relationship is looking very stable. And then 9 could be an important number for you as well. Cancer, I have picked out some zodiac signs from my little bag of crystal zodiacs here that you could be encountering this week. It could be somebody on your mind, could be a friend, family member, boss, or it could just be your energy for the week. So we've got Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus, Leo. Also, I'm sorry that I have a hair. I also have a lot of cat hairs hanging off my sweater, but we're just gonna ignore that. And then we have Pisces. I've also picked out some letters. These could be initials, could spell out a word. But let me know in the comments if any of this is significant for you. I have a T. A. I. M. Matt. L. N. Nat. O. Not a lot. I, again. E. So we've got a Nate, late, and another I. So I could be very significant. So let me know if any of that makes sense to you, and I hope that helped. Cancers, we are moving on to your career and business reading for the 1st through the 7th of January. In the past, we have the Hanged Man telling me that maybe you needed to recalibrate recently. So this is a moment of pause, right? And taking time to reassess. And you might have felt stagnant, but the Hangman is actually about, pausing, reflecting, getting rid of what doesn't serve you. And it can feel like, a stall or some kind of loss almost. Like you could have felt like you were losing yourself, but really you're finding yourself in that moment. You had to see things from a different perspective. And then we have the King of Wands, which this is stepping into some kind of confident energy, maybe a leadership role, but knowing what direction that you want to go in. And you're not waiting anymore, you're moving forward. So you may be feeling inspired this first week of January or ready to act upon something. And this is a very entrepreneurial energy, very bold, creative, decisive. You may be like starting a business or starting a social media like YouTube or something like that. But it's very exciting energy. And then in the future, we have the Star, and that's hope, healing, alignment, everything that you want to see after this Hangman energy. So like, yeah, you may have had a pause here, but you're like going forward, you're very hopeful about the future. You're feeling your sense of faith being restored after being perhaps uncertain. And your long-term goals feel attainable to you again. So it's a very positive future card. It's talking about gentle success and not burning yourself out either. Growing. And then we have this clarifier, The Six of Cups, which talks about past skills, passions, or connections. It's kind of like a nostalgic energy. So maybe you're returning to something that you were previously passionate about. Maybe you took a break from something that you were doing in the past and now you're kind of returning with fresh hope, fresh eyes. And it's something that you once really loved to do or were naturally really good at. And it could feel, even if it's not necessarily something you exactly did before, it may feel familiar to you emotionally or very fulfilling. So basically, you're going to reconnect with your authentic self, and you're not forcing a new identity. You're coming home to who you truly are. Lastly, we have a spirit animal oracle card for you from the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and I am going to read directly from the book. And I picked the Sandpiper Spirit for you. The quote here is, "Be playful." And your oracle message is, "Sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. The appearance of Sandpiper Spirit is a sign that now is a time to engage your playfulness. Whatever tasks you have before you, perform them with a lightness of being. Explore the familiar, discovering the new in the old. Who knows what treasures await when you let yourself laugh and have fun? Sandpiper Spirit's happy and curious nature can help you to feel rejuvenated as you remember your ability to run and fly and dance playfully." That's so beautiful. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm going to read the protection message as well. If you're going through some kind of downtime or need additional advice, when your heart is heavy and life seems to weigh you down, Sandpiper Spirit's message is to lighten your burden by finding joy and humor in the everyday. Become like a playful child filled with curiosity and wonder, and soon you'll find that you feel your own spirit lift. A few minutes or hours of fun-filled delight is exactly what you need now. Enjoy the ridiculousness of life and be willing to jump in. Let your inner goof out to express itself with abandon. So recently, maybe you haven't been feeling like you're having as much fun. Maybe you've been bogged down by just responsibilities, everything that you need to do day to day. But this is telling me that it's very important for you to find joy, even if it's just a couple hours. Go do something that you love to do, and maybe it'll inspire you. And that is what I have for you today, my lovely Cancerians. Thank you for being here, and if you would like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you would like to tip or donate for a personal reading, I have information down below. I also have a website. It is sparkleandspell.etsy.com, and you can book there as well. But thank you so much for being here again, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great week.